friends, welcome to my channel. Under the video series of MSSQL, in this video I am going to discuss about nested queries. Simply we can say nested queries are queries within a query. Under nested queries we have nested select. What is this nested select? It is a select statement within a main select statement. Let's discuss about this nested select statement with some examples. In order to describe nested select statement, we need three types of tables. Here I have created three tables: student table, teachers table, and classes table. This is how I have inserted data into student table, and this is our teacher table, and this is the query for classes table. Here is our three tables. Now let's move to our sample question. Find each student whose GPA is above the average from the student table. Here is our student table, and there you will find GPA column. We have to find out the average GPA of the student table. Let's write the query to find average GPA. Select average. We want to find the average of GPA column. Then GPA as average. A new column with the name of average will be created in order to display average GPA. We have to select from student table. Let's run this one and see the output. Here you will see our original table, and this is our average GPA 3.19. And then the second point, we want to find out the student whose GPA is above the average. Now we found the average as 3.19. Then we want to find out the student with GPA above the average, more than 3.19. For that I will write the query as select all from table student where we have to use where clause GPA greater than average is 3.19, then GPA greater than 3.19. Let's execute. Here is our original table. This table shows the student whose GPA is more than 3.19. To solve this single question, we had to write two queries. Let's see how to do those two steps in one step. For that, we have to use nested select statement. Select all from table name student, then where clause GPA greater than Then we want to add another query inside our main query. Here we write select average GPA from student table. Let's execute this one and see the output. Here you will get all the students whose GPA is greater than average GPA, which means 3.19. This is the part that we use to find out the average GPA of GPA column. We can put nested select statement within where clause with the comparison operators in, not in, any, and all operations. What is this in operation? In operation checks if a certain value is in the table. Then not in operation. Operator filters the rows corresponding to the values not present in the table. Then any operator. This operator is used with comparison operators to evaluate if any of the values returned by the subquery. All operation. It is used with comparison operators to evaluate if all the values returned by the subquery satisfy the condition. Now let's see one another example. Calculate the average number of students in classes where the teacher teaches history or English. Here we want to check whether the subject names history or English present in the subject column. So we have to use in operation inside this query. These are my three kind of tables. Here it says find the average number of students in the classes where teacher teach English or history. Here we can find teacher number 1 Jack teaches history to the class number 3 and teacher ID 3 named Helen teaches English to the class number 1. Class number 3 contains 21 students and class number 1 contains 50 students. Let's find out the average of these class number 1 and 3 students. For that we need to write the query. We want to select average. We want to find the average of number of students. Number of students from table name will be class. Then I am adding the where clause. Here we want to check whether the teacher ID inside the classes table is similar to the teacher ID inside the teacher table. Teacher ID is in, then we add another select query here. Select teacher ID from teachers table. Then another where clause where subject equal. Here I am inserting string values, so adding them inside inverted commas. Or subject equal history. Let's run this one and see the output. Answer will be 35. Let's say we want to show all the information about the students in the class with the highest number of students. To answer this question, first we have to find out the class with maximum number of students, and then we have to find out the details of the students in that class. Let's write the query for that. These are my three tables. I'm going to select details of all the students. Select all from students table. Then at the where clause, where class ID equals, then inside this main query I am adding a subquery. This class ID represents the student table. We want to match this class ID column in the student table and class ID column in the class table. Let's write the subquery for that. Select class ID from the table class and then where number of students this number of students represent the class table. We want to add another subquery inside one subquery. Then we have to find out which class has the maximum number of students. Select max number of students from class table. Let's run this one and see the output. Here you will see our result table. Ravan and Vijay both are in the class ID 1. The class which contains the maximum number of students is class 1 and it contains 50 students. So, here is our output table.